And good morning, your saltwater guy, Captain Dave Hansen. We got a great show for you today. It is Saturday, colder ice Saturday, and we're talking fish reports, what happened this week on the water. So kick back, grab a cup of coffee, and let's get this thing going here. First of all, we're going to talk about what happened yesterday. Oh my goodness, what a phenomenal day yesterday. We had a great time with our good buddy Paul Heber on the show, and looks like they may be getting picked up by somebody. He was talking about that if you didn't see the show. So they put all the captains over there at Wicked Tuna on retainer. Looks like they might end up having a show this year. That's pretty good news. And Paul wanted to come on the show and tell everybody about that. So that was fun. And then it's always a good time when him and I get together just talking fishing and talking about good times, old times, all the fun we have. Good morning, Darren. Marley says, good morning. He missed me yesterday. Dad was gone all day. I have a unbelievable story about that. Good morning, Matt Ryan. And all of your Saltwater Guide followers, thanks for joining us today. It's colder ice Saturday. We're going to get visited by Justin. We're going to get visited by Pablo. We're going to get visited by the great Bill Varney today, and all those guys are going to tell you a little bit about what's happening out on the water right now. So maybe you guys can get out there tomorrow. Justin had a phenomenal time over at Catalina. We got to watch a little bit of it, I guess. After about an hour and a half of that fishing, it ended up being we lost connection. But what happened yesterday with Captain Dave's an absolute one of those that could go down in the archives of one of the greatest stories that's ever happened to me. Again, as usual, I seem to always get into some weird situations, and yesterday was no different than any of the others. So we'll tell you a little bit about that as we wait for a few more people to jump on this live feed. What's really great about this is we go live on every platform. So we're live over on Rumble. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube. And then, and X. And we're live on Threads. So we're live on 7 different platforms at the same time every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. And then on Monday through Friday, we're live on all those platforms at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And what this show is all about, it's all about fishing and having fun and smiling, laughing, and tuning in to what's going on out on the water. And, man, yesterday, Justin found those baby white sea bass again, but mixed with that baby white sea bass was limits of sheephead, lots of calico bass, my favorite fish to eat, the yellowfin croaker, which Matt thinks is a tomcod, but we'll have to take Matt off to the side and explain to him the difference between a tomcod and a yellowfin croaker. And you're a surf fisherman, you should know. My goodness, if it's got a little whisker on its chin, that is a yellowfin croaker. Plus, just the fish itself, the density in it when you're holding it, the firmness of the meat, you can tell right away. Jason Cutter, you had a good time yesterday with Paul, right? Coming out from your local stomping grounds. Pretty cool stuff. It was fun to watch the two of you interact a little bit. Wasn't that great, though, to get to interact with Paul Hebert? You guys have seen him on TV for so long, and that's the really cool thing about your Saltwater Guide gang. We got the guys, the biggest names in the industry now, calling us saying, hey, Dave, I want to be back on your show again. Hey, Dave, how come you haven't picked me to be on your show again? So I think that's pretty spectacular. But now that we got a pretty fair amount of people on here, I'm going to tell you a little bit of story about what happened to Captain Dave. So Thursday, right after the show, Kelly girl looked at me and said, hey, you want to go up to California? I got a couple of Amazon packages at Captain Al's house. I said, yeah, that'd be perfect. I need to go by Chase Bank anyway and do some stuff there. And called my buddy Tommy Gomes and said, hey, if I show up on Friday morning, can we make some videos? Everybody seems to love the Tommy Gomes videos that I do. So we had it all set up, and then I was going to fly home in the afternoon yesterday, do my show somewhere up there in beautiful San Diego, and then jump on the plane there out of Tijuana and fly back down here. Well, you know how you make God smile, just tell him your plan. So I got there. I swung by Al's house, picked up my Kelly's packages, and boogied down to Captain Al's boat to spend the night on the boat, which is a great place, super quiet. I love sleeping on the boat. It's not a big deal to me. I don't care where I just need to lay down. Got up at 5 o'clock in the morning, ran up, took a quick shower, came back down, packed my backpack, and somewhere between, and I didn't even get out of the car at Al's house, somewhere between the U.S. Customs agents and the rental car, I lost my passport. Gone. Vanished into thin air. Don't know where it went. Don't know what happened to it. But I didn't have a passport at 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, I don't have a passport. Panic set in, mad panic. I'm not going to be able to get home. Because you can't walk into, I know this is very strange for a lot of you. You probably can't comprehend this, but Mexico is one of those countries where they actually absolutely want you to show your citizenship. You have to show your papers to enter the country. I know, very, very, very racist to do that, but they require you to show your paperwork when you enter the country. So I don't have a passport. I'm not going to be able to go home. Mad panic sets in. I don't know what to do. I'm running around in circles, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, I figured Al must be awake by now. I called Captain Al Clowers, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no passport. What? Now listen to this. Go and blow your mind. Captain Al says, Dave, if you go over to the federal building in downtown San Diego, I've done it before. You can get your passport in one day. I'm like, okay, well, there's no way that's going to happen, but I'll do it. They open at 8 o'clock. So lo and behold, I was at the federal building at 10 minutes to 8, met with the police officer that guards the entrance. He gave me a laundry list of things I needed to do. And first was to call this 800 number and get an appointment at the San Diego federal building to get a passport. This is at 8:15 or 7:45 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way I'm going to get an appointment for today, right? I did exactly what the man said. Lo and behold, they gave me an appointment at 9:30 in the morning. So now it's 8 o'clock when they answered the phone. I got an hour and a half. I have to go find somewhere that'll print out these 3 documents. I have to go get a passport picture, and I have to be back at the office at 9:30 in the morning for my appointment. Needless to say, parking is not very good downtown San Diego. So I left my car and I started walking all over downtown. I got my passport pictures. I found a place that would print out the documents I needed. Then I had to go to CVS and buy a pen because I didn't have a pen. I didn't have it. Absolutely unbelievable. So I got all the paperwork. I did exactly what they told me to do. I followed directions, which we try to tell all of you to do when you're on your saltwater guide. But I followed simple directions that were laid out very, very well by the police officer that was guarding the door, which was absolutely incredible. So I showed back up for my appointment at 9:30. The police officer looked at me. We high-fived each other because I had every document filled out the way he told me, and I had my passport picture. Now, at 8 o'clock in the morning, I had zero. Remember, I had nothing. By 9:30, I had every document I needed. I had my passport picture. I stood right where he told me to in line. They took me at window number 4. I handed in my paperwork. They said, go sit. They stamped it. They gave me a number, and they said, go over there and sit down. I said, okay, how long is this going to take? They looked at it. They said, an hour and 40 minutes. You're going to be waiting. Well, I got Paul Hebert on the line. Remember, he's going to be my guest yesterday. I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be a white knuckle, and I got to get to a place where I have good Wi-Fi to do my show. But if I don't get my passport, none of that other stuff's going to matter. So I went and I sat and I waited. The hour and 45 minutes went really fast. Whew. I got up there, handed in all the paperwork they told me to hand in. They pulled it up on the computer, and the young man behind the counter said, be back here at 3 o'clock. I was all, okay, what does that mean? Another meeting? I got to go through. No, be back at 3. We'll have your passport. I about pooped my pants, gang. I learned something very valuable. They can make your passport today. They can make it today. I know people go, oh, it took me a month and a half, 2 months. Well, I just found out. I have an in now. I know how to do it. If you need a passport, I got an in. I went to my friend's pizza place. You guys saw it yesterday. Well, I didn't even know that guy. To be perfectly honest, this is how weird your saltwater guide is. I didn't even know this guy, Evan. But when we were getting on the airplane in Cabo to fly up here, I'm not even making this up. Shoot me. If I'm lying, I'm dying. I'm walking, and he goes, you're Dave Hansen. And I said, yeah, I did. I didn't touch her. And he goes, no. I watch you all the time. I watch you all the time. I'm like, no way. All right. What's your name? My name's Evan. I'm Dave. We talked short on the plane on the way up. He tells me he owns a pizza place. I'm like, do you have good internet? He said, yeah. I go, can I do my show at your pizza place? I'll make a whole thing about it. And he goes, yeah, you can. And it's in PB. And I showed you guys yesterday. I met the guy on the airplane, guys, and I went to his place. He treated me like family. And you guys got to watch the show yesterday. 3 o'clock, I roll back over to the federal building. They hand me I'm not making this up. They hand me my passport. Now, remember, at 8 o'clock yesterday morning, I didn't have anything. At 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I had a brand new passport. Went to the airport in Tijuana because my flight was at 5. I got there at 4. Got through customs, got through everything with my brand new passport. Just to get there just in time for them to tell me that the flight's been delayed till 8:45 tonight. That means I got home last night at 11. Well, no, I landed in Cabo San Lucas at 11 o'clock last night. It's an hour drive from the airport. Got to my house a little bit after midnight. Got a couple minutes of sleep. Here we are on the show today, and I just wanted you all to know that's a pretty amazing story, right? So if anybody needs to know how to get your passport, just let me know. And if you don't have a passport, it's 2025. Get a passport for dang sake. You want to come see us. You want to come visit us in Cabo. But that's how my day went yesterday, gang. So if you think you're having a hard day and I can't do this, I can't do that, we posted 3 videos yesterday. We put a picture out yesterday. We did a podcast yesterday. So you can do whatever you think you can't do. I promise you. Just listen. Do a little bit of, he got a free lifetime membership. Don't worry. He's all set. He loves the website. He got a free lifetime membership. Absolutely saved me. Everything worked out perfect. Just a lack of sleep was all that I can fix real easy by just going to sleep. So that was Dave's day yesterday. And anybody that's gone fishing this week and wants to give us a call, feel free to do so. I want to hear about what's been going on out on the water. I know Pablo is out. He's going to call in a couple minutes. Justin's been out there. Yesterday looked really cool at Catalina, man. That weather was spectacular, wasn't it? And Tim Ogilvy, you and the boys have been fishing in the Back Bay. If anybody wants to call in, my number is 949-374-0786. And it's Colder Ice Saturday. If you haven't witnessed what happens, the colder ice actually makes the ice colder. During our seminars at the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival, many days, we showed you that on stage where I would start the seminar. Chris would pour the ice in the kill bag, in the Deckhand Sports kill bag. We'd put the thermometer in there. We'd wait till it got to 32, 34 degrees. Then Chris would pour the magic colder ice in there, and you would watch in 20 minutes, the ice would go down 20 degrees. That's an absolutely phenomenal product for $7 a jar. Come on. Really? Spent more than that on your Starbucks cup of coffee today that you're going to throw half of it away. So check out this colder ice, and then we'll get going with the call-in part of the show.
Gang, we're bringing you an exciting new product that'll be launching straight from the Pacific Coast Sport Fishing Festival at the Costa Mesa, Orange County Fairgrounds. Introducing Colder Ice Brine, a game-changing ice additive designed to take your cooling power to the next level. Just a sprinkle can drop your ice as much as 20 degrees Fahrenheit, making it last longer and keeping your catch fresher than ever. We took a product and made it even better because we know anglers like us demand the high quality gear that performs when it matters most. No complicated steps, just pure cold efficiency. Try it out and experience the magic for yourself. Be one of the first 500 to get your hands on this exclusive Pacific edition available only at the PCS show. Don't miss your chance to stay ahead of the game. See everyone there. This is going to be an awesome product. We're working hand in hand with Dave Farron over at Deckhand Sports. This will work perfect in the kill bags for Deckhand Sports.
All right, gang. Chris launched that. The QR code's on the bottom of the screen. It's no longer only available at the PCS show, obviously, because now it's out. You can go to the QR code right there. You can order some. He'll ship it straight to your house, or you can get a hold of him on the website. He'll deliver it to you, whatever. He's right there and kind of centralized right around the Newport Beach area. You can get that colder ice in your hands. If you're going fishing, you want ice. And if you have ice, you want colder ice. So check out that product, colderice.com. You won't be bummed. I promise you. It's going to make your ice last way longer, and it's going to make everything much colder. And that's the thing about fish. When you catch a fish, you want that thing to be as cold as it possibly can. So check it out. Go to colderice.com. Go see what it's all about. We'll be showing you videos now for the next couple of months about how it works that we're cutting up, making them from the PCS show, and you'll check it out. Good morning, Pablo. How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Captain Dave. How's it going?
Never been better, my friend. I had a phenomenal day yesterday. It was one of the funnest days I've ever had.
Yeah, I was just watching you talk about it. That's funny. And I was talking to Al yesterday, getting some tips in his bay down there in San Diego. I was going for halibut, and he told me what you were doing. I'm like, oh, he'll get it done. I guarantee you, he's going to be flying. He's not even going to have to delay his flight. He's going to be good. And yeah, so it was funny. Al and I talked about that, and then I just saw you wrap up the story for me. That was great. But yeah, that colder ice stuff, man, that's bitching. It works great. We all tried it. We all saw it. I got a few, and I'm going to get some more for the season because it works. And if it works, we're going to use it.
Absolutely. What was really crazy is the way it froze the ice, the water bottles in the kill bag. The Deckhand Sports kill bag, normally with ice in there, they're just cold waters. That next morning when we came in, all the water bottles were frozen. That's how cold it makes the ice. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, pretty bitching. And then, so Al was hooking me up yesterday. I was just doing some research because halibut fishing's been really good and really slow. So yesterday it was really good and slow. No, just kidding. It was a beautiful day out there. And we didn't end up with any legals, but we got a ton of shorties. And, I mean, just to see a few of them swimming behind whatever bait or lure we're using coming all the way up to the boat. I mean, they were just, like, swimming, cruising, and they were just mostly playing with the bait. I mean, we got stripped along. We got a lot of bites. I mean, probably like 50 good bites. And it was just hard to get them to stick. And the ones we got to stick were just little. But it was beautiful, and it was great out there. And yeah, I'm going to go back after it. I think I'm actually going up to San Pedro with Renee tomorrow.
You think you are? They're all planning on you coming. You better know you are.
Yeah, I think like 100% I'm going.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
There's 100% chance I'm going. So yeah, we're going to head up there, try up there, and, pick Justin's brain up there because, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm not above calling Justin. I'm not above calling Dave, calling Al, calling Sonny. I tell you what, they know their backyard just like I know my backyard. And if I'm going to go play in their area, I'm hitting them up because they know exactly what to do. So, yeah, it's great to be part of Saltwater Guide, and it's a beautiful weekend. I was almost thinking of going today, but I still might. I might go up to La Jolla. Yellowtail are popping in La Jolla with any kind of like deep swimmer. Everybody's getting them on the troll. And yeah, they're there. I mean, they're not in huge volume, but if you work it all day, you'll definitely get a couple.
At least you get a bite.
Well, yeah, and it's just good. Like I was out yesterday, and when I was cruising from Mission to San Diego, dolphin everywhere, bait everywhere, birds everywhere. I mean, it's alive. It really feels like springtime now. So yeah, get out there. Call me up if you guys want to go with me, 619-431-3070. And I'd love to get out on your boat as a guide or get you guys out on mine for the whole season. It's just going to be better and better every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, have fun tomorrow with Renee and Brian with that bait that you have up there in San Pedro with that anchovy. You saw what Justin was doing at Catalina yesterday. Absolutely incredible. It's all about the anchovy, gang. And let's just pray that our bait boats keep catching anchovies so we can keep having fun. I mean, I know a lot of you love throwing 7-inch sardines out there because you don't want to get a bite, but you want to be able to cast. And I guess that's fun for you guys, but those of us that like to catch fish, we like throwing anchovies in the water and getting a bite every time we throw our line in the water. But everybody's got a different attitude about fishing. A lot of people just like to cast all day and catch nothing. I personally love to catch. So
yeah, those anchovies are awesome, and it was cool yesterday because we finally started getting some sardine in San Diego. So San Diego Harbor, Mission Bay do have sardine.
Good. Now you guys don't have to worry about catching anymore. Perfect.
No, but they still have a lot of anchovy too. And now, like you said, everybody's like sardine, and I'm like, hey, give me some anchovy and just throw a few sardines in there for me. And that's what I went with yesterday, and it was awesome, man. I mean those, like you said, those anchovies, small hooks, guys, and just like I know Dave has said, just throw out some and just watch them. Just watch everything explode. Everything will start doing cartwheels around you if you're in the right spot, and they blow up. They love those little guys.
Yeah, it makes all the difference in the world. It's good for everywhere. It's good for everything and everywhere. So, and we got to see that with Justin every day. Well, Pablo, hopefully you get some calls to do some charters here. I know everybody's really, really slow right now. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on in the world. A lot of people are just waiting to see what happens. There's no reason to wait anymore, gang. Justin showed you yesterday. Everything's biting. It's time to go fishing. Don't wait. Don't wait to see what's going to happen in the world. Whatever happens in the world, you got no control over. But what you do have control over is going fishing. And nothing's going to straighten your mind out faster than getting out on the water with Pablo, Justin, or Al. So give him a call, guy, and give Pablo a call. One more time with your phone number, and we got to go to our next caller.
Okay, thank you, Captain Dave. 619-431-3070. Thank you, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Pablo. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And anybody that's been out there fishing, you want to give us a call in? We're going to check in with our good buddy Bill Varney here in just a second. He's standing by. But gang, if you want to call in and tell us what you caught, and I know a lot of you caught fish this week. How do you like the end of the lobster season? How'd you like watching Tut win $1,000 worth of product? Anything you want to talk about at all this morning, give us a call. Here we go. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning. How are you all doing?
We are super excited to hear about how bitchin' Catalina was yesterday.
Man, it was so freaking slow. I can't believe it. Water temperature, we're in just like you said before, cold water spell right now. Water temperature is like 52 to 54 degrees. Unfortunately, we had anchovies for bait, so we caught stuff.
Yeah.
And, we caught white sea bass, about 20-something white sea bass. We caught a barracuda.
Right.
We caught calico bass, a whole bunch. I have no clue how many. A lot. So it was really slow.
Yeah,
and,
it was. And you got limits of sheephead.
Limits of sheep's head. We caught perch, blue perch. We caught blacksmith perch. It was really slow out there.
Yellowfin croaker, white sea bass. It was just looked like every bait Paul threw in the water was a bite.
Yeah, every single bait we put out there was a bite. Every single bait. It was pretty spectacular. We were the only boat out there. Then another boat kind of showed up. They bounced around to a bunch of different spots and they took off. But for the most part, we were literally the only boat. We were on the backside. It was a lot of fun. Beautiful weather. Wind started picking up in the afternoon. And we definitely headed back in then. I think right as I lost the video, the wind started picking up and it got kind of rough.
That was a
The
perfect.
water looks beautiful. Everything is shaping up to be an excellent year of fishing. It's already starting out really phenomenal. I hope they don't get any sardines at the bait barge. I want to keep it anchovy. I would like them to keep it anchovy and squid. That would be amazing. So yeah, really good.
Unfortunately, there's just way too many people crying when they get to the bait barge because they don't have any 7-inch sardines. So
yeah,
that's the
The
saddest.
show on the live show, the setup I was using yesterday. So I'll just tell everyone I was using a small live bait number 4 hook. It's just a really small hook, and we were power hooking the anchovies, and we were fly lining them. So we weren't using any weight or anything. We just threw it out there, get it out there as far as you can. Like Dave mentions all the time, if you have an issue casting, just go into your backyard and try casting a little paper clip or maybe a clothespin, if anyone knows what that is. Or you can even take a pen or a pencil and tie it onto your line and then just start casting that out and learn how to cast, because we were casting out pretty dang far with those anchovies. In the worst case scenario, just get a spinning rod and that'll be a much easier cast for you.
And those new spinning rods you got from Okuma, those things look incredible. Those things, Paul, what did Paul think of that outfit?
He loved them. He said he's going to buy one. They were really, really nice. Really smooth.
And you know, Justin, that's the kind of the cool thing about your live fishing shows. People get introduced to these new products from our sponsors, and John Bretza and Alan and Michelle over at Okuma were nice enough to set you up with a bunch of rigs so that your people can use brand new Okuma equipment. Isn't that super cool to have that for your clients?
Yeah, it's really cool. Not only is it just cool, but they're cool looking. I don't know if anyone else likes the gunmetal gray. That's all I have now is gunmetal gray rods and reels. It's so freaking sick. It looks so nice. They're super smooth. I can't believe how smooth they are. And they're workhorses. Both of the, I think it's called a Kaimar or something like that, the spinning reel, the 3000, and then the Cortez 5 conventional. They're extremely smooth. Really smooth casting, too. That Cortez 5, I was able to launch baits out there further than I could. I don't want to say the brand, but there's another 300 reel or 400 reel that you can get. I could launch that out there pretty far, but that Cortez 5, I'll beat it for sure. Yeah,
I love those Cortez series reels. I've been talking about them for years. That was a great product John and the gang over at Okuma put together. And then the spinning reels with the bait feeders on them, not the other name that you're using yesterday. It's called a bait feeder. And those things are incredible. We were watching Paul. He's throwing the baits out, put them in the rod holder, and you hear the little alarm go off. He didn't know which rod to grab. There was so many fish on.
I know. It was so funny. We would sit there, and once one went off, it was weird too, because the sea bass, they would come around in big schools. So they would come around and hit one rod. We'd grab that one as he's throwing that in. Boom, another one was hit. And I was like, oh, here. He'd reel that in, put it on the deck, let it lay on the rod or lay on the side of the boat. I hand him the other rod. He was reeling that in, and vice versa. And so it was so fun.
It was so fun to watch. And you know what's really weird, Justin? This weather's beautiful. The fishing's great. We're all done with lobster season. And gang, just like Pablo was saying and Captain Al's talking about, Justin, we don't have nobody's got any trips. No one's going fishing, gang.
No, I have no charters. I have zero. The only charter I have right now is Paul every week on Wednesdays.
And
And that's it.
the weather's beautiful. The fishing's phenomenal. And it's kind of hard to believe. So are you going to try to put together some open party trips? Are you looking for charters? Anybody want to just call Justin and just talk about whatever you want to do? You want to take your kids and go fishing on a private deal? First of all, you're not going to find anything better in the the generally Long Beach, LA area. That's where Justin runs his boat out of. You're not going to find any operation that's better there. And then price to the consumer. So when you play the tape all the way through, it's just a phenomenal experience. So if you guys are thinking about going fishing or just want more information about what Justin does and how he puts it together, you can watch him on his live fishing shows. Yesterday, hour and 45 minutes of Justin and Paul fishing. You can see what it's all about. And then you can take your kids, your wife, your spouses, and go out on a beautiful boat, go fishing. And then you got Captain Al and Captain Pablo in San Diego. All three of these guys have charter boats. Justin, tell them how to get a hold of you so they can talk to you about how they can get out with you.
So you can give me a call at 951-703-9442. And then until the end of this month, until Rockfish Opener, I'm running combo trips, which is going for halibut and what are these? And sheep's head, sorry. Halibut and sheep's head, or we can switch it up and do thresher shark and sheep's head.
There you go, Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan just asked, what about threshers?
Yeah, local trips, $200 per person. We're going to be targeting thresher sharks and then go for sheep's head, or if you want to target halibut and then go for sheep's head.
There you go, gang. So give Justin a call. We're going to end it one more time. Go nice and slow. Give everybody your number, and then we're switching over. Bill Varney's been sitting here patiently waiting to tell everybody how great surf fishing is.
My phone number is 951-703-9442.
And don't be afraid to call, gang. Justin answers the phone. I answer the phone. Pablo answers the phone. We'd be more than happy to help you. And Al always answers the phone, except for today. Al's in a big largemouth bass tournament on his hometown lake where he grew up fishing. So he has a good chance to catch some fish there today, and he'll be telling us all about it on Monday when we have everybody on the show. All right, gang.
Nice.
Give Justin a call. Let's get going here. Let's go see what Bill Varney has to say. Bye, Justin. Oh, my friend Bill. There he is. What's happening, Bill Varney?
Hey, Captain Dave. Obviously, colder ice Saturday. We're ready for it today. You know, I don't know if you saw this, Dave. There was this guy, you know, and he was like at the show at PCS. He was up on the stage there, and he was like ranting and raving, and there was all kinds of spittle flying everywhere and stuff. And he looked at this colder ice, and he poured some in his mouth, and he ran around with his tongue out, and he looked out at everybody, and he said, "Wow, this is really salty." And then we held back the water. And we eventually gave him the water, and he was better. Now, I wonder if that person had diarrhea the next day. That was
No, it's a good product. You can, like I wanted to show everybody, you can eat it and actually live through it, because people were asking Bill the day before, is it toxic? Is it bad for the fish if you put that on there? And I wanted to show everybody. Yeah, I'm not afraid. I'll do anything to get a laugh or get a view.
So were you colder inside?
Oh, much colder. Much colder inside.
Your body temperature went down to 62 after that, I bet.
Yeah, it did. So what's going on in Colorado? How cold is it there?
It is. Here, I'll turn my camera around. It is snowing today.
Lord have mercy. That doesn't look like the backside of Catalina yesterday.
I know, man. Did that look like the Bahamas or what over there?
Oh,
that was beautiful. And I was just down at the lake 2 days ago fishing. The ice is just beginning to come off the lake, the lower level lakes here, which is when this really big cut bow brown trout. A guy caught a 9-pound brown on a 6-inch Rapala yesterday. But a couple of days ago, I was down there. The ice was almost at the right point. Next week, it'll be better. And it was like 42 degrees and absolutely beautiful. You could have worked on your suntan, which I did. And then today, a foot of snow. So that's life in Colorado.
Nice. So you hear anything from any of our guys about surf fishing?
Oh my gosh, there is so much news about surf fishing. I don't really know where to get started. As everybody knows, we just had this great grunion run. It was really an incredible run up and down the coast. I've been working on the reports that people gave me as to where they saw the grunion runs, and I'm just going to give you just a real quick little update. So here are just some of the places where the runs were on March 14th. Del Mar, which was an above average run, a big run. Newport Beach was kind of low. Seal Beach, there weren't any. Ocean Beach, it was covered, especially down right by the pier there. Huntington Beach at the river mouths there were. Coronado Island, both on the inside and inside the harbor, which is where owl fishes, and of course that's why there's so many orangemouth corvina, different short bin corvina in there. Probably some corbina back there, all kinds of bass in there, bonefish, because they got all those grunion back there. You got Surfside had a moderate run. Mission Beach had a good run. Dana Point, I don't know if you saw this, Dave, but Dana Point had a huge run at Doheny. They were so thick, you couldn't even walk on the beach down there. So that was just a few of the spots. A little bit farther north, like Ventura, Santa Barbara, they saw a few of the grunion up there, but the water is still a bit cool up there. It turned over a couple of days ago. So we'll see these runs that come into April here. We'll see runs of grunion all the way up the coast. So it's amazing. And of course, the halibut are right there with them. And I've more secrets to give out. Of course, on my section, you'll find out all this information, but just a quick thought for everybody is that not only is it a good time to get out when the grunion are running at night to collect 30 when you can, which you cannot do after the last day of this month until July 1st. There'll be no more take of those. But another thing is that there's been several anglers who brought their rods with them, took 5 minutes at the most. One guy said it took 18 seconds to get his 30, and then pinned on one and cast it out and caught a 30-pound halibut. So those follow in those grunion, and don't forget your fishing rod. If you got 30 or none, and it takes you a short time to pick them up, you might as well cast out. And these guys are fishing the Carolina rig along the edges of where these grunion are. They're trying to look for where they peter out at the end and fish those edges right there. So just that alone is just one of the things going on in the surf fishing world.
That sounds pretty exciting. It's just hard to believe for me to understand why everybody's not fishing. Beautiful weather. By Monday in SoCal, they're calling for 80 degrees on the beach on Monday. Today in the 70s, tomorrow in the 70s, Monday in the 80s. And you guys are all sitting there sucking your thumb, watching the Lion media tell you how horrible the world is. Gang, you got to get out there and do life. You got to turn off the news. I promise you, I'm not lying. Bill Varney and I have been on the planet long enough. Everything's going to be okay. Everything will be okay. It always is. So don't sit there sucking your thumb waiting for some magical thing that the media is going to tell you is happening. It's not. There's no magic. You are the only thing out there that can cause the magic. That's why I told that story this morning, because if you listen to the Lion media, there's no way Dave Hansen should have got a passport yesterday. No way. No way, no way, no way. And I got a passport yesterday, gang. Think about that. The media is lying to you. There's no reason to not go outside and enjoy your life and have fun. Today's going to be gone. And you're going to be sitting at home still worrying about the garbage on the news. Turn off the news. Go outside. Go use your new fishing poles. Go use all that stuff you got at the PCS show. And If you can't afford to go on a boat, Bill Varney's telling you right now, go surf fishing. You guys have a handful of hooks somewhere in your house. You have some lures laying around somewhere. You got rods and reels. Go fish. Just go out there and enjoy life and turn off the media for a minute. All that garbage they're lying to you about will be on there tonight when you get home. All of it's going to be on there tomorrow when you get home, and you can just sit in front of it and just listen to the lies and just eat up the lies. But I'm telling you, Bill and I know we got plenty of gas. We got plenty of sun. We got plenty of snow. We got plenty of water. We got plenty of air. We got plenty of food. We got plenty of eggs. Relax. Go outside and enjoy yourself, because you know what you don't have? Plenty of time.
That's right. Well,
you don't know.
We've always got to work on this fishing stuff, and that's an ongoing process. But I always look at particularly United States politics, kind of like the circus. Everybody, when you go to the circus, wow, you're always in awe of all the things, from the bearded lady to the elephant that's afraid of the mouse. But a circus is something that you'd only usually go to one time per year. And that's the way we should handle our politics too. Get into it one time per year, make your decision, and then move on after that. So let's get down to the beach. Let's get out on the boat. Let's go over to the island. Let's get a long range trip. Let's go to Alaska. Let's go fishing, man.
Yeah, absolutely. We got one of your buddies on here. He's a proud member of Bill's Bundles on Your Saltwater Guide, and a proud member of Your Saltwater Guide. Jason Cutter, what's up, buddy? Hey, a little louder. We can barely hear you.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Can you hear him at all?
I can hear you guys.
Okay, we can hear you, kind of.
All right. Yeah, let me try something else.
There you go. Now you're louder.
All right. So, hey, real quick. Yeah, it was a great weekend starting back on Friday. So I did something I had never done before. I went to the same beach 3 nights in a row for the grunion, just to kind of see the difference in the nights of the runs. And the second night was definitely better. Like you guys typically say, I think they were supposed to run at 10:20, but the grunion didn't get that memo because I saw them at 10:14. So they were a little early, but it was great. That first night, I was trying to take a whole bunch of videos and stuff for Bill, and then I was taking them on my GoPro. My GoPro stinks at night, and so next time I'm going to just use my phone. So hopefully we can get some better quality or pictures for the grunion project that Bill's putting together. And then on Sunday night, I went hoop netting with Darren, which was great. We had a great time. All the shorts we could catch, and but we did take home some legals. And then I couldn't help myself. I realized that if I'm driving by Del Mar anyway, so I might as well just swing back through. And sure enough, that on that third night that I went, there was still some grunion. It was a little bit thinner, but that being said, it was well past like the scheduled time. And then on Tuesday night, it was all the legal lobsters we could catch with Pablo. We were throwing legal lobsters back after crew limits, so that's a pretty good night. And then, super stoked that I saw some other Your Saltwater Guide members getting out there on the grunion. I saw a member had a question of where to go, and I just kind of picked a spot based on, Bill's advice, what to look for. And I sent it to him, and it happened to be Ocean Beach, which I guess had a pretty good run. And then he posted and said that he had all the grunion he could catch as well. So it was a pretty cool Your Saltwater Guide week. And also, I just want to say shout out to Tut. I think that's like the coolest redemption story of the year. Since he lost that big one last year, now he won the pot this year. So that just goes to show you never know what's going to happen out on the water.
Oh my God, he was so excited that night. That video went viral. It's going to have 1 million views by the end of the month here. That was a pretty spectacular night for sure. And yeah, what great redemption. And let's just keep our fingers crossed that when they give away that ambush the season final prize, it's one more time. Let's make it a clean sweep of Your Saltwater Guide members, because we did the work. We all participated and did what we were supposed to do. So hopefully we win it one more time. That'd be great.
Yeah, I made sure to get my Promar 24 posts in, and I didn't realize that they couldn't see my post if I had my Instagram set to private, but you mentioned it. So then I turned that off. I'm like, that makes perfect sense. I don't know why I didn't think of that. So now hopefully they see my entries, and we'll see what happens.
Well, here's something. I don't know. I'm just an old man. I don't know why you would have any type of a social media. If you're going to do social media, why would you make it private? That's kind of silly.
Yeah.
That defeats the purpose. Why even do it then? Don't do it. Well, it's private.
Social media.
What are you doing? I have a social media. I have an Instagram page. Okay. Well, I can't see it. Yeah, it's private.
Yeah.
What are you just like looking at yourself? I don't get it.
It's like going to a nudist colony with your clothes on.
Right. Yeah. I have an Instagram page, but it's private. I don't understand. Well, I do it for my business. Okay, well now no one sees your business. Okay. Yeah. So that's not the reason. Why do you have it? Okay. Well, I'm just playing with you. I'm just having fun.
Yeah. But to cap it all off, the first time I put a cartridge jig in the water, I catch a short halibut. And then we were just messing around before we were throwing hoops in the water. So, and I won that one on one of the competitions they had during one of Justin's lives. So it was a pretty good week, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the one thing about you, Jason, ever since you got here from Maine, is you're one of the many, many members that follows directions. If Bill tells you to try something, you're there trying it the next day. If Dave and Justin tell you to try something, you're trying it the next day. And Darren, just the same way. And you and Darren have so much fun out fishing wherever you guys are. And it's just, once again, it's the community. You would have never met Darren. Darren would have never met you if it wasn't for your saltwater guide. Now you guys don't do much apart from each other.
Yeah. Darren's a super cool guy, super fishy too. I mean, I've come home with fish or lobsters every time I've gone out with Darren. So, he knows what he's doing for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely a student of the game, and he's paid close attention to everything we have to say.
Yeah.
He's had the opportunity to work with Justin and Pablo, and he's learned a lot.
Yeah, I want to give the opportunity for someone else to call in, but I just wanted to give that quick rundown. But just kind of one more thing, I'm married, have kids going in every different direction. I have a full-time job. I don't have time to figure it out on my own. When I go out, I want to catch fish. And so why am I going to go out there and try to figure it out on my own and reinvent the wheel when there's 100 years of fishing experience between you and Bill to tap into? And then when you add Justin, Pablo, and Al, I mean, I don't know. Maybe people will stop joining and I'll just catch the fish for them. That'd be great too.
Yeah, thank you very, very much.
All right, see you guys later.
Thanks for the call, and bye, Jay.
Yeah, bye. That is so awesome. You know what Jason said there was, so on day one, of course, the Grunions sent their scouts in and they looked around. They made sure everything was all great in there. They swam out. They told some of the others real quick to make sure that they knew it was okay. They started coming in. Well, when they came out that night, that'd be for the first night. It was kind of like that commercial you used to see with shampoo, where when you tell one friend, they tell another friend, and they tell another friend. Well, they got back out there and they said, "Man, you guys can't believe what went on the beach last night. It was incredible. All those drinks with the little umbrellas in them and all kinds of stuff was going on in there." So the second night, the huge numbers of them come in. And then the third night, there's less coming in because, seriously, can you imagine going to an orgy 3 nights in a row? You'd be probably pretty exhausted by night 3. And that's how the system works. It's really quite cool.
Yeah. And gang, when Bill and I are telling you stuff, it's because Bill and I will never, ever tell you we didn't fail. We failed more at anything we ever tried than all of you combined. So we already did all the dumb stuff. We don't want you to have to do the dumb stuff we did. Believe me. Night number 2 has always been the best. Mm-hmm. And I've been on night 1 and I've been on night 4. Night 1 and night 4, they pretty much suck almost always. And night number 2, I'm pretty done. I got what I need. I'm pretty much done. I didn't have to go another night. But the best part about night 2 too is that it's still early. Night 3 and 4, you can forget about it. I don't see those hours very often anymore in my life, but the really cool part about it, night 2, that's those fish. Night 1 is when, like Bill said, the scouts. Night 2 is when they come in to spawn. And like Bill said, go to an orgy two nights in a row now. You're probably going to be pretty tired. Plus, the only reason those fish come up on the beach is to lay their eggs. Once the eggs are laid, they're out doing what they do, looking for food, cruising around, having fun. They just spawned. They're not going to spawn again until next month. They're going to be all full of eggs again, and they're going to go do the same thing. And you know what? What Bill just told you all about where, that's gold. Those fish are going to come right back up there on the next run because they told all their buddies, it's a nice soft sand beach, easy to lay our eggs in. You guys want to be there on X night, whatever, which the end of the month, I guess there's a run, right? The end of the month, Bill, there's 4-day run. But
Dave, we talked about this the other day, and this is no mystery. You don't need to wait for the Department of Fish and Wildlife to come out with a schedule from basically February, but they're going to say March through the month of August. Every full moon period and every new moon period. So normally there's one of those in each month. Sometimes there's 2 full moons in a month or 2 dark moons in a month, but around those periods is when there'll always be grunion. So if it's full moon on Wednesday night, that's their first night. They're probably slow. So you go Thursday night, Friday night, you're in there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So Darren, what's happening, buddy?
Hey, good morning, Dave.
Hold on. Can barely hear you. What's going on there? Try it now.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Very well. How are you, buddy?
I'm great. When I finally got some lobster hoop action on my own boat last Sunday with Jason, it was our first time, learning from Justin and got spots from Pablo. We caught 80 lobsters our first time ever trying it on our own. It was pretty cool.
Nice, buddy. That's amazing.
There were a whole bunch of them were like an 1/8 of an inch short. So that part was a little frustrating, but we had a great time. Learned a lot and definitely ready for next season.
Well, the best part about having a bunch of lobsters that are just an 1/8 of an inch short means that the lobster population is super healthy. That's what I used to always tell my guys when they're like, "Oh, we're getting his shorts." I know, but we caught 80 shorts. How cool is that, gang? That tells you everything's working. The system is working, and now you know where to go. They're going to be, if they're an 1/8 inch short this year, next year, and this time they're all legal.
Definitely, and I'm going to go out fishing tomorrow. I'm going to hit Mission Bay. Hopefully my son and maybe his roommate can come. If not, of course, I have my plan B, as always, Jason. We're gonna hit the artificial reefs.
Oh boy!
Then we're gonna try the kelp, and then we might go looking around for some yellows after that. But we just want to catch some fish tomorrow. Hopefully some sheephead. Hopefully some calicos.
Yeah, I heard there was over 100 boats at that place where the yellowtail are biting at yesterday. The thing about
I'd rather just stay local and catch a bunch of fish.
It's local. It's La Jolla kelp. But the thing about that is there's about 100 kayakers that think that's their how they own it, and then you got some skiff fishermen that are just as brutal. They don't have any other words that come out of their mouth but expletives, and they all think they own that little stretch of the ocean right there. And for the 20 plus years I've been giving reports for Southern California on different websites. I've always told everybody that's kind of a place to avoid. I don't know how important catching a fish is to you, but I really don't enjoy combat fishing. I don't enjoy the high blood pressure and all that stuff. And you got kayaks bouncing off the side of your boat. You got guys on their little skiffs that have been fishing for 30 years that are just mad at the world and they're mad at life and they just want to take it out on everybody out there. It just doesn't look like fun to me. So I think your idea of fishing the artificial reef sounds way more enjoyable.
Yeah, I'd much rather go to the Mission Bay Reefs, anchor up, maybe hit green tank in the lab and just catch a whole bunch of fish.
And you know what's really cool with that fish being right there at La Jolla? I don't know if you've ever seen a yellowtail, but they got this big forked tail on the back. And they swish that 5 or 6 times, and they're an eighth of a mile from where they were when they started swimming. So they can easily go to the reef. They can easily go to any one of those artificial reefs. There's no fences out there, gang. So to be all piled up on top of each other just seems like a waste of a beautiful day, which tomorrow will be.
And don't you?
We're gonna enjoy it for sure. And then next weekend I'm gonna go visit my son up in Mission Bay, watch some baseball, and we will hit Doheny Beach and catch some grunion next weekend.
All right, Bill had something to add to you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Dave, that, and you know better than anybody, is with all those boats sitting on top of where the fish are, isn't it inevitable that they're going to swim off to another rock somewhere? So yeah, it's like the guy who parks right on the kelp patty, but the guy who's 250 yards off of it's got the fish. So I think you're absolutely right. When you see all the boats piled up, it's time to find an adjacent place.
And we have shirts and coffee cups and hats that all say "Stop fishing for boats." It's kind of weird, huh? Yeah.
And my favorite sweatshirt that says, "All I want to do is kill fish."
Yeah, baby. That's right. Can't eat them if you don't kill them.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Darren. Thanks for calling in, gang. So that's going to wrap up the show today. That was a quick hour, gang. We're totally stoked that you joined us this morning. I want to thank you all very much. If you can see Marley on my shoulder, Bill. See, I was gone all day yesterday, and 2 weeks before that, we were up at the PCS show. So this morning, when I woke him up, he jumped on my shoulder. He will not get off. He does not want Dad leaving again. I'm like, dude, I put him in his cage twice before the show, and he jumped right back. Hey, wait a minute. We have time for one more caller. Mr. Tim Ogilvy, good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
I am super excited you called me, buddy. How are you today?
Oh, not too bad. Just driving home. We had to run downtown and do a few errands, but yeah, Max and I went down to Mission Bay he was trying to redeem himself.
Yeah, did you guys hook any fish?
No, we never got. He got one little run, a little bait stealer, and that was about it. But it was a slow day, but beats mowing lawns, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You got those boys so dialed in since they were little. And me and you, we laugh about it. Gang, Tim Ogilvy taught his kids how to fish when they were very, very young. This is something that we talk about on the show all the time, about taking kids fishing. And Tim, as soon as them boys got their driver's licenses, where did they go?
They were hitting the water. They were down in Mission Bay, and they were trying their luck down there, down in the house backyard.
Yeah, and Miles was telling me yesterday, I was talking to your son Miles, and he was telling me, yeah, I'm not fishing right now because I have to change the oil on my car.
Yeah.
But that's raising them right. How many kids his age do you hear changing their oil or going fishing on their time off? You're not going to see those two boys sitting around in the house playing video games very often. I know they do, but not very often. You raise,
they love it, and I love going down there with them. I wish we lived a little closer, but it's an hour drive, but it's worth it.
Oh my God, the joy I see on your face when you take pictures with the boys and just sit there in the chair and watch them do what they do has got to be so rewarding for you as a father, right?
Oh yeah. Well, and now that they're using the conventional reels and casting them out there farther than I can practically, and just watching them evolve, it's pretty cool.
It's really cool, and to see them getting involved in the community. What happens with our community at your Saltwater Guide Gang, those of you that are still sitting on the outside going, I don't know if it's worth it. Well, this is all family. You're seeing all the comments. These are family members. Bill and I and Kelly and Justin and Al and Pablo and all of our wives, we consider you guys all family members now. And the community is what this is all about. You can get the hot spots. You can go buy a laminated chart anywhere. They stole them from those videos I made in 87. It's the same spots we've been fishing since the beginning of time. Your good buddy, Mel Bacon taught me all those spots. I stole most of them from Mel, and we moved on, made them, put them on VHS tapes back in the 80s. And now you guys have them on my website, but that's not what it's all about. It's about the community. It's about friends sharing. And now the boys are totally involved, and they're asking questions and people are asking them. It's such a fun thing to be involved in, right, Tim?
Oh, it's great. It's great. And I look forward to this spring. You know, the fishing's only going to get better. So get the boat out there and see if we can't get some hot fish here pretty soon.
Yep.
And get dialed in.
Yeah, you are definitely dialed in. You're big time part of the community. You're good friends with Al. You're good friends with Pablo. All you do is pick up the phone and tell them, hey, I'm doing this. They give you a suggestion, but it works totally the other way too. You're helping those two guys out when you're telling them what you did yesterday, where you did it at. They're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I love the story you and Pablo share about how you got to the spot. Pablo was there one day, and then Pablo got to the spot 2 days later, and you were on it. And it's just, you share the spot. Everybody shares everything in our community, which is unheard of in this industry.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So thank you for being a member.
I just want to call in before the end of the show. So
I'm
glad I got to get through.
And you like the hat I'm wearing today?
Oh yeah, it's great.
And little Marley, he's loving all the snacks you gave him. Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, good.
All right. Thank you, Tim. Have a great day.
Right.
Tell the boys I said hi, and give your wife a big hug.
All right, will do.
All right, gang. That's my buddy Tim Ogilvy. So, Bill, I will see you on Wednesday. Thanks for jumping into the show today. Thanks for helping us out. Thanks for letting everybody know that it doesn't take a bunch of money to go fishing. It just takes you getting off the couch.
Exactly right. Easy stuff to do. Just get on down there. That's all you have to do. Just get down there. Just don't make any excuses. Go on down to the beach.
And turn off the Lion media. Turn off the Lion media. Because their Lion gang, it's not that bad. It isn't. It really isn't. What a beautiful day. Go outside. Have a good time. We will see you on. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow. Kind of weird. I got all my videos edited and sent to Elliot. I'm good. And Kelly and I are going to enjoy some quality time together with the animals. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. Go outside, do something fun. The weather's gorgeous. And just turn off the media. Turn it off for a little while. Go outside and enjoy yourself. Thanks, Bill, for being here.